Peridia. The name alone gives it an air of mystery. It's a planet from the show Ahsoka. You remember that? It's where Ahsoka and Sabine right now are left off at the end of the series. What if I told you that Peridia is going to factor into the end of the Skeleton Crew show? And I'll tell you how right now. Peridia. It's an ancient thread woven into the fabric of Ahsoka, but what if Peridia is the key to Skeleton Crew and the connective tissue between Ahsoka, Skeleton Crew, and other Star Wars Disney Plus shows? Look, we've all seen it. The ancient pathways to Peridia mapped out by the Purrgil, a galaxy where time and space seem to twist and shatter. But remember, Star Wars thrives on a concept. Planets in Star Wars aren't just planets, they're crossroads. You've got Mortis, Dagobah, Exegol. For KOTOR fans, there's Korriban, and even a far-off place like Tatooine, which is far out in the Outer Rim. But the Force seems to pivot at these key planets in Star Wars. So what if Peridia is the same? Now let's bring it into Skeleton Crew. We know that it's a show about a group of kids that are lost in space, and it looks to be guided by Jude Law's mysterious character. It looks like they're going to be navigating dangerous, otherworldly territories far away from the center of the Republic. But what if these kids didn't just wander into an unknown part of our galaxy? What if they were pulled into Peridia? The tie-ins are there if you look closely. What if the reason these kids are lost in the first place is because they stumbled into the hyperspace path of the Purrgil, those massive space whales that actually can travel through hyperspace? Now remember, Ahsoka and Sabine, they're stuck on Peridia, and they have no way of getting back, just like Ezra was trapped there on his own. But what if it's a stroke of luck on the part of these kids that they somehow stumble onto Peridia, and that could be Ahsoka's ticket home? They wouldn't be heroes or saviors per se, the kids. They would just be unsuspecting travelers that now are on Peridia, and an access at a point for Ahsoka and Sabine to get home. Ahsoka left us with major breadcrumbs, and it looks like Skeleton Crew could be the show to pick up a few of them. If these kids end up on Peridia and are Ahsoka and Sabine's ticket home, that's how we get Ahsoka and Sabine back into the main fold for, when they finally do this Star Wars-style Avengers crossover movie that Dave Filoni's gonna do. We know that Balin's Skull's search for ultimate power on Peridia hints at something ancient, primal, and deeply tied to the origins of the Force itself. So what if the kids from Skeleton Crew, in their desperate attempt to get home, stumble upon all of this going on, and inadvertently create a way and a pathway for Ahsoka's show to merge with Skeleton Crew's show, at least for the time being, to get Ahsoka back to regular space? Finally, let's talk a little meta. Lucasfilm has been clear about the interconnectivity of all these Star Wars shows, that they want to establish kind of like their own Marvel Cinematic Universe, but with the Star Wars characters, especially in the Mandoverse, whatever they're calling it, or the Filoniverse, as you will. Ahsoka, Skeleton Crew, The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, they all orbit in the same timeline, so this would be a perfect way for these shows to connect together. Everybody's saying it's Goonies in space, Lost in space, but what starts as that adventure could tie into a greater adventure moving forward by the end of this season. So what do you think? Is Peridia the bridge between Ahsoka and Skeleton Crew? Could it even work, or is the timelines off, or am I talking right out of my mind? Sound off in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. I know I can get a little crazy with some of my theories, but this one could make sense. What do you think?